You got rejected. No, sorry to hear. Happens. Yeah. That's my strategy. Friend zone yourself. Let's go friend zone all the way. And I'm not even kidding either. That's how I hooked up with my ex. We were friends first, and it was great. Alright, Super Tuesday. Yeah, Super Duper Tuesday. We didn't get a delegate, but it's probably because we're not in the race. That's a good part. That's a pretty good reason why. So, Michael Bloomberg dropping out, Biden wins. End of story. Man. Biden even won Texas. He was behind in Texas last I checked, so... Huh, what's the lesson here? What's the lesson here? Trump is probably gonna win anyway? Well, he might not be wrong. Hey, Corporal. I know. Crazy, huh? Crazy times. It's actually not that crazy. It worked out exactly how most people thought it would from the beginning. But it's a good good lesson in you know, conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom in politics is still alive. Still alive. Hey, you like this? You like this, man? I made this yesterday. I was pretty proud of myself. So this is gonna be a new thumbnail. Oh, okay. But I gotta find what is... Where can I just, like, be like... Okay, people have been asking, so I'm gonna do a roundup. Super Tuesday roundup video. This will be at the end, and then... So, Super Tuesday's done, and then it's next time here. And here, I gotta put the notes. So, what did we learn? Moderates always win. Yeah, I actually watched the Red Eagle guy. Old people vote. Black people vote. That's it. That's it. If we work towards these things, we can win. That's what I think. Anything else? Anything else? Man, Red Eagle Politics was the guy who was like, hey, we should be, you know, he's a Trump guy, right? He's a MAGA guy. So he's like, hey, you know, we gotta be careful about that Yang guy. He might beat Trump. And here's the analysis. See? Trump is getting creamed by Yang here. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The Democratic Party's too corrupt. They'll crush him. And then he was right. He was right, that motherfucker. Man. Okay. Okay, so this goes here. This goes at the end. This goes nothing. Twitter is full of angry Bernie people right now. But, you know. In other words, nothing's changed. But, you know, just that. You know, this is a little different. A different context. Okay. Ryan, I think you got pent up anger. Everyone does, man. You got pent up anger too. Uh, like who doesn't? All right, like everybody's angry about something, unless they live the perfect life. But Bernie is fucked, man. He's fucked. Everybody here is gonna go to Biden. Nobody is gonna go to Bernie, especially since they've been like trashing him the whole time. You think they're gonna go to Bernie after they've been talking shit about him being like a billionaire prick, you know? And then same with Warren. You know, like they've been attacking Warren, and they're both progressives. I'm like, what? You know, like they closed art school for 2 weeks. I'm not angry. Oh, good, good. All right. So I'll be back. I'll be back in a sec. Andrew Yang says, sometimes anger is the appropriate response to certain situations. So, and I just blindly follow everything he says. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. This is Ryan from the YIMBY Arts Project. Super Tuesday! Super happy Super Tuesday. Actually, it's Wednesday, but you know, I was really tired last night, so I had to go to bed. But I woke up this morning and things pretty much turned out how I thought they would after I went to bed. Anyway, Biden is kicking butt right now. Yeah, so if you haven't been following Super Tuesday results, Biden has basically won all of these states. Some of them by a pretty far margin. Look at this: Alabama 63-16. Wow. And then Bernie won the states that he was projected to: Vermont, Colorado, Utah, and California. But the problem with this is that because the votes are proportional, like Bernie really needed to win huge in California, but 33 and 24, you know, it's like it's okay, you know, he did okay here. You know, nothing wrong with this victory, but it's just like not enough to take the lead. And kind of a surprising thing is that Bernie was actually leading in Texas as of last night, but I woke up this morning and was like, oh, Biden surpassed him. Like he was behind almost 5 points last I checked, but so yeah, so right now, so if you just look at the votes right now, Joe Biden and Bernie seems like they're pretty close, but I just got this news this morning. Michael Bloomberg has ending his campaign. So there's some rumors that was going around that Mike is going to stick around for forever because he's like, okay, 15% is the threshold, right, of viability, and so he made those 15% in a lot of these states. Oh, he didn't make California. Okay, this was contestants. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. So since he didn't get the 15 in California, he's like, okay, time to wrap it up. Yeah, he did. He was so close. Look, 14.4. He was so close. But now that he kind of didn't make it here, I think he just, you know, he's a data-driven guy, like Yang says, and I think he decided that it was time to wrap it up. So he did, thank God, because if he stayed in, the chances of this primary going forever and ever and ever all the way through the summer were getting higher and higher. So right now the race seems close, but the problem is that pretty much 99% of Bloomberg supporters are probably going to go to Biden because Bloomberg is a moderate. And just like how Amy and Pete supporters all went to Biden after they dropped out, the Mike supporters are probably going to go to Biden as well because they're moderate. A lot of people are looking at what Warren is going to do next. Last I checked, she was still planning on going until next week. She hasn't said anything about dropping out yet, so she might stick it through and see what happens the following week. But as you probably know, if you've been on the internet, there's been a lot of infighting between Warren and Sanders over some issues here and there. I don't want to really get into it, but even though they both identify as progressive, they've been kind of like taking shots at each other. Depending on who you talk to. Well, she started it during the third debate, but Bernie's campaign is so toxic, and they just go back and forth. And so I'm a little skeptical that if Warren drops out, they're going to go all to Bernie, right? And even if they do, the numbers, if you just add it up, it's not looking too good. So right now, the Bernie campaign is a little bit in panic mode because if you just like do the math and run the numbers, Biden is probably going to win, at this point. So, that's just what the numbers say. So, okay, so what can we learn from this? Well, moderates always win. This is what I was trying to tell the Yang Gang last year, but not that people didn't listen, but it was just kind of too crazy for us to really like pivot that quickly. But moderates always win, and in United States politics, this is pretty much always true. It's been true for the last, I don't know, 100 years. Yeah, so every progressive, or the word progressive, people use different words for that, depending on history. So sometimes it's radical, right? Sometimes it's extreme, but either way, in American politics is designed so that moderates always win, and they usually do. Um, so that was a thing that in Yang's campaign was something like, I don't know. It's something that we struggled with because when Yang went to Iowa and he started putting out those traditional ads, also when he released his healthcare plan, a lot of people within the Yang Gang were a little surprised by it because they were like, "What? I thought you were for Medicare for all." That Medicare for all is really a progressive idea, but Yang's plan was very, very centrist, very moderate, and the older people I talked to, you know, they actually liked it. But people on Twitter and people on the internet were all kind of like, and they weren't bashing it, but most people didn't seem very happy on there. So there's a little bit of disconnect here. And the second part is like, yeah, the average age of the voter, the average age of a typical American voter is 55. And we have a challenge here. There's a gap. There's an age gap between us and the average person who actually votes. So that's something that we probably needed to work on a little bit more in our campaign. Yang tried, okay? Yang tried real hard with the Iowa thing and the healthcare thing, but the rest of us didn't really follow his lead. And I wish he would have like maybe made this part pretty clear, like clearer. I don't know. If the campaign was like, hey, we're trying to reach out to older voters, and this is the only way we're going to win. I think that a lot of the Yang Gang would have been receptive to that, but anyway, it's too late anyway. But just something to think about next time. And then black people vote. I think this really, really proved like with a definite, this is definitive proof that black people do vote and their vote matters because they vote and they vote a lot. And the fact that Biden does well with that community has proven once again that this is how you win in a Democratic primary election. I should put a qualifier here that this is mainly applies to the Democratic Party. With the Republican Party, it's a little bit more complicated. But if you want to win as a Democratic primary candidate, you really need to do well with this crowd here. And to our credit, right, Yang was trying real hard too, right, with getting the endorsement of Dave Chappelle, MLK3, right? So it's not that we didn't try, but it was just like we couldn't really get it up to the level that Biden was doing it. He's been doing this for years and decades. So I don't know. It's just kind of like, okay. Still, I don't want to call the race for anyone yet, right? Anything could happen, but I do think that some of the lessons here after Super Tuesday could be pretty applicable to the Yang Gang as well. So I just wanted to point that out. So, all right. So the last thing, what comes next? Well, I made this funny little thing here. I'm gonna use this as the thumbnail for sure. But aside from that, next week, Tuesday, to March 10th, there's another set of states, which are kind of, I'm hoping that the primary race will end here. Because then, Warren over here, she'll be like, okay, maybe it's finally time to end her race. And Mike is out. And then if Bernie doesn't really he has to do extremely well in these states, and it's not really looking likely because these are not his, most of these are not his strength states, right? So this will put kind of the nail in the coffin for the Sanders campaign if he doesn't do very, very well here. He has to make a huge upset, but that's not looking too likely at this point. But again, I don't want to predict anything right now. So just a heads up of what's coming up. So I think that's it. So if you have any questions about Super Tuesday stuff, please let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Hey, take care. All right. I'm a Republican Trump star. I'd love to see young. Oh yeah, thanks for the Ecliptic. Thank you for that. Yeah, we have a lot of former Trump supporters, within the Yang Gang, and they are welcome. They're not as bad as people say. Okay, they're not as well. My brother voted for Trump, so I know all about that, man. He's not a bad guy, It's just like, okay, yeah. Hey, but the Yang Gang is not over. There's a lot of people running on the UBI platform right now. So I'm going to be supporting them. So the fun never has to stop. The fun of being beaten down by your own party. So good. Okay, let's see. Get that video out.
I might just take them out because honestly.
Okay, 1 second. I gotta edit this real quick because as of last, everything is in Super. That's it. Go to burn. I know, right? I'm like, dude. Time to ditch Yang for John Bolton. Bolton 2020. Wow. That sounds amazing. Well, keep me posted. Right? I know, but I was just like, I'm talking to the birdie person. I'm like, look, man, okay, I want Medicare for R2, but how are you gonna pay for it? You know, where's the money gonna come from? And I think they had a lot. We gave them a long time, like a lot of time to answer that question, and they just never did it, right? They're like, well, your budget here says that you're $30 trillion short. Where's that gonna come from? It's like, like I don't think that's I don't think asking that question is media bias, right? I'm not trying to oppress you with my questions. I just want to know how you're gonna pay for it, right? But you know how it is. You know how it is, right? Yeah. All right. So I'll be back. Is the appropriate response to certain situations. So I just blindly follow everything he says. So that's what I'm. Okay. Doctor. Hello everyone. This is Ryan from the. Hello everyone. This is Ryan from the. Maybe you need to get a new doctor. Very happy out there. So there's a lot between time and the fact, dude, that never, right? Right? It's just like we couldn't really get decades. So still, I don't want to call. Also wanted to point that out. Kind of. So it's kind of a long one. If he doesn't do great. Oh, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Hey, take care. Okay, there we go. 10 minutes. Not bad. 10 minutes is the new length of time, I think. Okay. Let's see. Super Tuesday. Round. What do you call it? Recap. Highlights. Summary. Roundup. I guess it's roundup. That's way too much. I'm just gonna put Warren, people left in the race. Warren, Bernie, Biden. It's a lot of hashtags. What the hell? Oh yeah, he's excited for it. Better be. Wait, why is there super here? You better be excited for it, Andrew Yang. I know where you work, Andrew Yang. Okay. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Finally. Our code and lack personality are really kinky people. Okay. The Democrats are fucked either way, man. I'm just like, You know, after Yang dropped out, I just gave up all hope of the Democrats ever winning. So, it's okay. Look, man, Biden is not dumb. It's just that he just has too much baggage, man. He was just like, it's just like, you know, it's just like, hey, what is Trump gonna do? Bernie has a real shot. Well, I mean, that's debatable, but it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because he's not gonna win now. This thumbnail is very not to scale. Oh well, whatever. Moderates. Old people vote. Black people vote. That's it. This is why Biden won. It's so simple. It's so simple. People have been fighting against this truism for a very long time, and they're wrong every single time. It's amazing. Yang tried to do kind of a crazy thing where he's like started off progressive and then pivot real hard into being a centrist, but that was hard. That was pretty hard. Well, I don't know. This screenshot's pretty blurry, but I don't have anything better, so. Oh man. But yeah, I think the Democrats are screwed. I'm with you on that one. I'm not really a Bernie person, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Anybody in the party that could actually beat Trump? So what all Trump has to do is be like, hey, you remember that time, the Mueller investigation? Remember that? Remember that Mueller investigation? How you guys fucked that up so bad and tried to send me to jail several times, and nothing happened because you didn't have anything. What about that? And then, what is anyone gonna say to that, right? Biden. Oh man. In fact, he's probably the worst one. At least with Bernie, he can be like, "Wow, you know, I don't like those fuckers anyway." You know. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, whether it's gonna work is debatable, but he could say that, you know, and distance himself from the Democratic Party, right? But like Joe Biden, he's like Mr. Establishment, you know. Hey, I'm Joe Biden. I am the establishment. And the establishment has been acting like not so great. You know? So I think they're just screwed now. But you could put that on anyone. You could put that on Warren, you could put that on Mike, you could put that on Pete. They are establishment Democrats, you know? And well, what are they gonna do? Alright. Haven't had a good video in a while. Oh, this one did okay. That was a while ago, though. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's get my video, please. It'll get there eventually. Sign up. Register Google, I guess. Hey, Kilpie. I just made my Super Tuesday video. Super Tuesday. When did the stream start? A little while ago, maybe half an hour ago. I'm not sure. I think you can type in IPE time or something. Oh yeah, half an hour ago. See? Oh. I had a early thing to go to this morning. Because you guys made me stay up and watch the Super Tuesday results against my will. Where? Oh, there's my phone. Guess it came to Tulsi Gabbard. Rocky Defluente the third. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It makes sense because, you know, I think they were trying to reach out to the Latino. You know, they're real proud about the Latino thing, right? Dave Chappelle. Oh wow, that'd be amazing. Okay, where's my video? Come on, I gotta get my video out today. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I figured it was a Bernie camera, sir. They came to my place too, man. I don't know how they found their way in. I mean, I live in a massive fortress. You know, I live in a massive apartment. You know, and you know, the far left people, they hate the shit. They hate apartments. You know, they think like, oh, luxury apartments. Luxury apartments causing gentrification and displacement, you know. But to his credit, he weathered it. He came in and he was like, hey, you want to talk about Bernie? I'm like, no. I'm already supporting someone else. And he was like, okay, see you later. And he left. That was it. There's no drama in this story. None of my stories have any drama because I don't like drama. Oh yeah, that's super last minute, man. That's like yesterday you were supposed to be voting. you know, yesterday is literally Super Tuesday. That's really last minute. I mean, don't you think it'd be better if they came like a day before at least? What were they trying to do? Were they like, hey, let's get you signed up real quick and let's hurry up, let's go. Let's go. There's a bus. I'm gonna load you into the bus and we can go to the polling booth right now. If you vote for Bernie. Okay, so what is this? Okay. Democratic primaries. Mike Bloomberg's done. See, I was right. See, good thing I released the Mike Bloomberg video yesterday. Mike Bloomberg is a nerd video. Because I knew, right? I knew he was on the way out. I guess I should put Bernie in it too. I didn't talk about Tulsi at all. What is Tulsi doing? What is she trying to do? I don't know. Right? I bet Joe Biden's doing pretty well on the keyword list right now. South Carolina, Bernie, of course. Democrats, politics, Super Tuesday, very low. Nobody gives a shit about Super Tuesday. See, this is why democracy is broken. Look how low. Look how low the search volume is for Super Tuesday. It's like people don't give a shit. You know? South Carolina primary. Wow. Not even 1,000. Wow. There's probably more people who voted than people who looked it up. Pete. Primary 2020 current events. Amy Klobuchar. Presidential election. Election in general is weird. Donald Trump. Elizabeth Warren. Oh, they said a white person with broken Spanish? That sounds about right, though. That sounds about right. They're trying. At least they're trying. You know? They are trying. Doesn't that count for something? It counts for something. Mike Bloomberg. Biden 2020. Yeah. I put Andrew Yang, of course. I'm a little offended that his name did not pop up. Universal basic income is the best. Yang. I'm gonna put Yang. Yeah, I mean, I'm really kind of blown away by the fact that they actually showed up to you on election day. you know, that's like for real. They actually showed up on election day and be like, "Hey, you want to talk about Bernie Sanders?" And then register to vote and then run to the polling place. Like right now, I'll tell you about him on the way. You know, like wow. You got to know when to give up, you know. like, jeez. You know, sometimes too late is too late. I have no idea what you're talking about, Aqua, but Biden, Bernie, Sanders, Warren, whatever. I'm just clicking on words now. Yang 2020. Andrew Yang, debate, sure. Okay, that's too much. Okay, perfect. Then we'll put in the new thumbnail. Where'd I go? Ah, there it is. Okay, so here's the lesson, okay? Moderates always win, old people vote, black people vote, okay? If we remember that next time, then we'll win. I think we did the worst on the old people one, you know? No, yeah, no, we made a try to do the moderates thing, but it really came down to the old people. It's what, you know, I'm not gonna. The old people don't want them kids coming and taking their health care, you know? That's scary. We talked to them. We talked to them about that. Talk to them about that. You know, but you'll find out. But you gotta talk to them. Okay, so where would this be? Hey, Swifty5. The European priest couldn't speak Hmong. Yeah, that seems like a pretty... I don't want to say obscure, but there's probably not too many priests out there that know how to speak. Man, when you like... You're like, man, when you say it like that, it sounds really funny. My mom did not open the door. My neighbor told us about a white person with horrible Spanish skills was trying to get them to go for some dude. For some dude. Hey, man. It's okay. I think the Bernie people are starting to grieve right now, you know. Oh man, but see, I'm worried about them now. I'm worried about the Bernie folks because, like, now they're going to be real sad, and then because they burned literally all their bridges getting to where they were, and in the end, they didn't even win, and then they have nothing. You know, they got nothing, man. What did they do? Bernie totally used them to further his career. You know, he's fine. He's a millionaire. He's got a shitload of money now. Yeah. But what does his followers have, right? What about all his followers? What do they have? Nothing. Door hangers don't really work here. Okay. That's good to know. I mean, I assume that they don't, right? It's just kind of like, okay, what's this trash? All right, throw it away. Where should I make the video? I'm gonna make it. Who would be interested in this? Washington, D.C. Wait, is there an Andrew Yang Street? Hey, look. Andrew Yang for president. Highland Avenue. I hit the nail. Okay, here. Okay, you mean that? Okay, I'm not. I don't know. I thought you were trying to make a joke. Yeah, man. I mean, why would door hangers are a waste of time, in my opinion. Don't tell that to the door hanger lobby, though. They'll be all over me for that. Okay. I'm probably not gonna be here too long. Again. I'm in the middle of... Oh, shoot. Actually, that reminds me. So they're drafting up my employment contract right now, which is cool, because because I need income. I need to eat and pay rent and shit. Oh god, and then someone called me up today and they're like, "Hey Ryan, I noticed that you talk a lot about housing. Do you want to sign up for this site? We're gonna go..." So I'm like, so I talked to the person a little bit. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? Hey James, thanks for the peace signs. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do this in public. It's a little personal. Okay. Is that it? Is that it? Just put in my name? And the AI will do the rest for me, right? To be honest, I don't remember what I said here, so I better check. Someone was asking me about... Hello everyone, this is Ryan from the YIMBY Arts project. Super Tuesday! Super happy Super Tuesday. Actually, it's Wednesday, but you know, I was really tired last night. Am I the second coming of Andrew Yang? I wish. I woke up this morning and things pretty. And Andrew Yang is still alive, by the way. How I thought they would. He's not dead. I went to bed anyway. He's still alive. Biden is kicking butt right now. Yeah, so if you haven't been following Super Tuesday results, here's the bid. Some of them by a pretty far margin. Look at this. Alabama, 63-16. Wow. And then Bernie won the states that he was projected to. Vermont. You know, this is going to be an Andrew Yang channel for the next 10 years, okay? The problem with I'm just letting you guys know. Proportional. Like, Bernie really needed to win huge in California, but 33 and 24, you know, it's like, it's okay, you know, he did okay here, you know, nothing wrong with this victory, but it's just like not enough to take the lead. And what kind of was surprising thing is that Bernie was actually leading in Texas as of last night, but I woke up this morning and was like, oh, Biden surpassed him. Like, he was behind almost 5 points last I checked, but so yeah, so right now, so if you just look at the votes right now, Joe Biden and Bernie seems like they're pretty close, but I just got this news this morning. Michael Bloomberg has ending his campaign. So there's some rumors that was going around that Mike is going to stick around for forever because he's like, okay, 15% is the threshold, right, of viability. And so he made those 15% in a lot of these states. Oh, he didn't make California. Okay, this was contestants. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. So since he didn't get the 15 in California, he's like, okay, time to wrap it up. Yeah, he did. He was so close. Look, 14.4. He was so close. But now that he kind of didn't make it here, I think he's just, you know, he's a data-driven guy, like Yang says, and I think he decided that it was time to wrap it up. So he did, thank God, because if he stayed in, the chances of this primary going forever and ever and ever, all the way through the summer, were getting higher and higher. So right now, the race seems close, but the problem is that pretty much 99% of Bloomberg supporters are probably going to go to Biden because Bloomberg is a moderate And just like how Amy and Pete supporters all went to Biden after they dropped out, the Mike supporters are probably going to go to Biden as well because they're moderate. A lot of people are looking at what Warren is going to do next. Last I checked, she was still planning on going until next week. She hasn't said anything about dropping out yet, so she might stick it through and see what happens the following week. But as you probably know, if you've been on the internet, there's been a lot of infighting between Warren and Sanders over some issues here and there. I don't want to really get into it, but even though they both identify as progressive, they've been kind of like taking shots at each other. Depending on who you talk to. Well, she started it during the third debate, but Bernie's campaign is so toxic, and they just go back and forth. And so I'm a little skeptical that if Warren drops out, they're going to go all to Bernie, right? And even if they do, the numbers, if you just add it up, it's not looking too good. So right now, the Bernie campaign is a little bit in panic mode because if you just like do the math and run the numbers, Biden is probably going to win, at this point. So, that's just what the numbers say. So, okay, so what can we learn from this? Well, moderates always win. This is what I was trying to tell the Yang Gang last year, but not that people didn't listen, but it was just kind of too crazy for us to really like pivot that quickly. But moderates always win, and in United States politics, this is pretty much always true. It's been true for the last, I don't know, 100 years. Yeah, so every progressive, or the word progressive, people use different words for that, depending on history. So sometimes it's radical, right? Sometimes it's extreme, but either way, in American politics is designed so that moderates always win, and they usually do. So that was a thing that in Yang's campaign was something like, I don't know, it's something that we struggled with, because when Yang went to Iowa and he started putting out those traditional ads, also when he released his healthcare plan, a lot of people within the Yang Gang were a little surprised by it, because they were like, what? I thought you were for Medicare for all. That Medicare for all is really a progressive idea. But Yang's plan was very, very centrist, very moderate. And the older people I talked to, they actually liked it. But people on Twitter and people on the internet were all kind of like, they weren't bashing it, but most people didn't seem very happy on there. So there's a little bit of disconnect here. And the second part is like, yeah, the average age of the voter, the average age of a typical American voter is 55. And we have a challenge here. There's a gap. There's an age gap between us and the average person who actually votes. So that's something that we probably needed to work on a little bit more in our campaign. Yang tried, okay? Yang tried real hard with the Iowa thing and the healthcare thing, but the rest of us didn't really follow his lead. And I wish he would have maybe made this part pretty clear, clearer. I don't know. If the campaign was like, hey, we're trying to reach out to older voters, and this is the only way we're going to win, I think that a lot of the Yang Gang would have been receptive to that. But anyway, it's too late anyway. But just something to think about next time. And then black people vote. I think this really, really proved, with a definite, this is definitive proof that black people do vote, and their vote matters, because they vote, and they vote a lot. And the fact that Biden does well with that community has proven once again that this is how you win in a democratic primary.
$0.
I should put a qualifier here that this is mainly applies to the Democratic Party. With the Republican Party, it's a little bit more complicated, but if you want to win as a Democratic primary candidate, you really need to do well with this crowd here. And to our credit, right, Yang was trying real hard too, right, with getting the endorsement of Dave Chappelle, MLK3, right? So it's not that we didn't try, but it was just like we couldn't really get it up to the level that Biden was doing it. You know, he's been doing this for years and decades. So I don't know. You know, it's just kind of like, okay. Still, I don't want to call the race for anyone yet, right?
Yeah.
Anything could happen, but I do think that some of the lessons here at the Super Tuesday could be pretty applicable to the Yang Yang as well. So I just wanted to point that out. So, all right. So the last thing, what comes next? Well, I made this funny little thing here.
Darkness.
Darkness. If you only have $6.99, then you should go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself, man. That's what the message is here. $7. Donate another amount if you're a loser. Are you a loser? Are you a loser? You know, $7 is the least you can do if you want to beat this $86 million. Oh man, the Trump. Oh man, the Democrats are so fucked. I wonder how much money they raised this month. 5, maybe $7. I don't know. I sure has. I'm not giving anything to them, man. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna use this as the, you know. I don't want to.
What if you donate a cent?
Right, so just a heads up of what's coming.
They might charge you 50 cents to donate that 1 cent. I don't know. I think they'll get real pissed and then start sending you a lot of junk mail. You know, you got to fill in your address for this stuff, right? Yeah. No. They'll get you, man. They'll get you either way.
So, I think that's it. So, if you have any questions about Super Tuesday stuff, please let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, nothing happened. Good.
Nobody left me any comments.
It's kind of a bad time to do a premiere, though. So, well.
No, because you have a plan. Do you have a plan like Elizabeth Warren? Is your plan like Liz? I'm probably not gonna be here very long. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to be more focused. I'm not sure how that darkness. I'm not sure how that works legally speaking. But hey, you can find out. Technically, it is possible to register to vote, even if you're homeless. But I don't know how that works for campaign contribution. You would figure that if you're homeless, you probably don't have a whole lot of disposable income. You know? Probably. Unless you're being homeless for fun, but it doesn't sound that fun. What is she? Is she like a politician now? Well, she's probably gonna be a politician when she grows up. If not already. Yeah, oh man, I can't wait for the day where they actually use the blockchain for something useful. One day, we'll get there one day. We're getting there. It's like nobody's talking about it though. What should Warren do now? Well, if you're a Bernie person, of course you're gonna click on this. If you're a Biden person, of course you're gonna click on this. If you're a Warren person, of course you're gonna click on this. What are they trying to do? What's the point of that survey, you know? Basic income reported eating more fruits and vegetables. Yeah, fruits and vegetables are expensive as fuck, man. Doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, I don't know. Let me, okay, I'm gonna be a little, okay. I'm gonna check out what Twitch is doing. Be a little voyeuristic, yeah.
I don't believe the streak actually awards you any additional bonus points.
You know what really hits the spot after spending 12 hours?
Vegetables and fruits.
Not a protein bar. I'm talking about a burger.
They're food for the devil.
with cheese on it. Help me, help you.
Introducing the new
A
BSC
good
for
Christian
adults.
just eats
Little
meat.
speech earlier,
Meat
about the
and
fact that, hey,
bones.
Bernie Sanders has awakened an amazing thing. It's given class consciousness to America. Now people talk about these kind of things like they're everyday stuff. They're not talking about brown people taking their jobs. They're talking about automation taking their jobs. They're talking about globalization taking their jobs. They're talking about outsourcing taking their jobs. All those kind of things are the replacement of jobs. Everything that can be automated will be automated under capitalism eventually. That's just the way it works. I'll be automated eventually. You're going to see an AI up here trying to do Lance, and he'll probably be way better, way funnier, way sillier, way more charming than me. In fact, I'll be a grotesque beast compared to.
Are they really trying to take credit
already,
for the
one thinks
automation
Dave is
thing?
AI
Wow.
Lance, so maybe that's already been replaced. How do we know you're not already automated? So Dave, exactly.
That was Yang's thing, man. Are you just
Exactly.
like totally just stealing
Yeah.
that point and trying to make it your own? Well, they do that all the time, though, you know. But
Oh, nice. Sanders Campaign Senior Advisor. All right. I want to hear from Sanders Campaign Senior Advisor.
55% of Latinx voters, who account for nearly 40%.
yeah, oh god, it's painful to watch, man.
Their wicked rebellion signed their own death warrants with the blood of those they will
Anyone
shed.
else? Anyone?
Thinking
Dylan? No way, I know this guy.
Anyway, you got it. Yeah. So, yeah, not very happy about that. Yeah, very bad.
People
Yeah. So not. Yeah. I mean,
man, people are like,
If it's 2 buses away, really? That's the question.
Joe, you want to administer the oath? Am I doing this again? For the senior staff.
Warren said on Ellen about Yang. I did not.
My memory is not
It's basically
Was that recent? Christian likes.
I hope
Oh,
it's
Christians love the carrots. Oh, yeah. Is it because of that cartoon? I think I know what you're talking about. Like,
How long is this? Okay, good.
oh man, let's watch this.
Bernie Sanders was looking to leave Super Tuesday with a 400 delegate lead. And that was the analysis from 538. That was the analysis from most of these neoliberal.
I know
outlets.
538 is so full of shit. Like 530. I don't even know why people pay attention to 538. They're like wrong. They were like, Hillary Clinton is gonna win, and you know, don't you guys remember them being like being completely wrong? They're like, no, they just made a mistake this time.
Directly are related or directly have financial ties to the government. Okay? Now that doesn't happen in America. It's not as direct. There's more indirect. There's more of an indirect coalition in the United States of America. But the impact of that, the output of that was very similar.
Oh.
We will get to that in a second though. Okay? But after that media blitz came in the
I kind of want to see. I heard. If you have a link to that, let me know. Bernie, Super Tuesday speech. I heard Bernie was really, really nasty in this speech. Oh. You want to see? Do you want to see Mike Bloomberg cry?
November.
Okay, let's see Mike Bloomberg cry.
There is no doubt
Okay.
in my mind we would have beaten Donald Trump in November. And you know who else knows that? Donald Trump.
Humanity first.
He's been scared stiff of us, and for good reason. Because every time he hit us, we hit back twice as hard. And unlike his jabs, our punches packed the truth. Now look, today I am clear-eyed about our overriding objective, and that is victory in November.
He is professional.
Not
You got to give him that.
For me,
He
or
is
our
a pro.
campaign, but victory for our country. If you remember, I entered the race for president to defeat Donald Trump. And today, I am leaving the race for the same reason, to defeat Donald Trump, because staying in would make it more difficult to achieve that goal. I've always believed that data should inform our decisions. That's the way I ran
Data-driven.
my business and foundation, and it's the way we ran City Hall. In fact, our campaign slogan was, "In God we trust, everyone else bring data." Well, after yesterday's results, the delegate math had become virtually impossible, and a viable path to the nomination just no longer existed. And I will not be our party's nominee. But I will not walk away from the most important political fight of my life, and I hope you won't walk away either. I've always believed that defeating Donald Trump starts with uniting behind the candidate with the best shot to do it. And after yesterday's vote, it is clear that candidate is my friend and a great American, Joe Biden. I've known Joe for a very long time. I know his decency, his honesty, his commitment to the issues that are so important to our country, including gun safety, health care, climate change, and good jobs. And I've had a chance to work with Joe on those issues over the years, especially when he was vice president. He fought for working people his whole life. And I'm glad to say I endorse Joe Biden, and I hope you will join me in working to make him the next president of the United States of America.
He didn't really cry. He was just more choked up a little bit. Okay, I heard this was terrible, by the way. I heard this speech is very terrible, but we'll check it out.
You know, it's a funny thing. 31 years ago today, we won the mayoral race in Burlington, Vermont. And we won that race against all of the odds. Everybody said it couldn't be done. And when we began this race for the presidency, everybody said it couldn't be done. But tonight, I tell you with absolute confidence, we are going to win the Democratic nomination.
How?
And we are going to defeat the most dangerous president in the history of this country. We are going to win. We are going to defeat Trump because we are putting together an unprecedented, grassroots, multi-generational, multiracial movement. It is a movement which speaks to the working families of this country who are sick and tired of working longer hours for low wages and seeing all new income and wealth going to the top 1%. It is a movement which says the United States will have health care for all as a human right. It is a movement that says we will bring major reforms in education, making sure that all of our kids can go to college without coming out in debt.
All right. I mean, we were. Where's was the?
Now, what makes this movement unique is we are taking on the corporate establishment. We are taking on the greed of Wall Street, the greed of the drug companies who charge us the highest prices in the world, the greed of the insurance companies, and given the existential crisis of climate change, we are saying to the fossil fuel industry, their short-term, the people understand it is our campaign, our movement, which is best positioned to defeat Trump. You cannot beat Trump with the same old kind of politics.
Like, Bernie is not a policy guy, okay? So you know, even his housing plan, I'm just looking through it. I'm like, how are you gonna do all this, man? Like, whoa.
What we need is a new politics that brings working class people into our political movement. Highest voter turnout in American Trump, because this will.
Okay.
Another candidate voted for the war in Iraq.
Oh, here it goes. Here's where he stops.
One of us has spent his entire life
talking shit about
fighting against
Joe.
Cuts in Social Security, wanting to expand Social Security. Another candidate has been on the floor of the Senate calling for cuts to Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and Veterans Programs. One of us led the opposition to disastrous trade agreements which cost us millions of good-paying jobs.
All right.
And that's me.
It takes a while.
See, Bill. Your goals in front of us, and they are directly related. First, we must beat a president who apparently has never read the Constitution. We will not allow 49% of all new income to go to the 1% country, the state of California. At least 60 billionaires. We're going to win that election. There we are. We have come a.
Okay, oh god, I can't handle it anymore, man. He's just like, he's saying a bunch of stuff and he doesn't, like, how? It's just the same thing, it's the same thing. He's just like, yeah, we're gonna win. I'm like, how? How, man? Hassan, how are we gonna win, man? How?
So perplexing that most of the analysts also could not foresee exactly how.
The young people did not come out.
Like. We saw it coming because we are skeptics and we're pessimists. But
you have a very important question. What is that question?
It far superseded expectations, even expectations of the biggest
When me
neoliberal
and you
hill,
are
rather.
facing off for the
Biden is
presidency.
ahead in Michigan. Yeah, that's gonna happen, especially with the.
Okay, hold on. I gotta use
that
the
is
bathroom.
occurring
I'll be right back.
currently,
I gotta
on
use
Joe
the
Biden.
bathroom.
Now,
I'll answer
I
that
want to talk
question.
about coverage. So here is what the problem is, right? One element that I have hyper focused on since the beginning of the primaries is an area of interest of mine. Specifically, it's the area that I care most about, and that's media analysis, because I am a media consuming animal. I love watching MSNBC, as you guys know, and Malding. I love watching CNN and Malding. And the media is incredibly powerful, okay? Incredibly powerful. And what I mean by that is something I want to show you here. I'm going to show you some numbers that are going to change your minds about the Super Tuesday recap and the events that took place in the past 2.5, 3 news cycles, okay? Since in the aftermath of Joe Biden winning South Carolina. Now, I'm gonna try to put this into perspective for you guys. So, according to Kevin Kate, who is a progressive consultant and ad maker.
Okay, what's the question?
The analysis from Critical Mention, which is
So
a
in the
real-time media
future,
monitoring platform. Between South Carolina polls closing on.
Okay, well, anyway, I kind of knew it, but the Bernie people are they're just kind of in panic mode right now. You're like, what? Yo, Bernie didn't win by 400 points? Yeah, he didn't. In fact, he's not even winning, you know? And then now that Mike dropped out, they're in big trouble. So when me or you are facing off you would probably win because I'm not planning on running for anything ever. You want me to run for office? Some people told me you should, Ryan. You talk about politics like 24 hours a day. Don't you think you should run for office? I'm like, fuck no, no way. No way. I know too much. I know. The reason why I don't want to run, is because I know about politics. I don't want to go through that shit. And you have to be a little bit attention. Like I don't like the attention. It's kind of crazy that I'm even doing this stream right now. So you win. You can have the presidency. Darkness. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter what platform. You can be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat babies. That could be your platform, but you're gonna win because you'll have no opponent. But I guess that's why we had the primaries, so people like me can't ruin it, Roll Kana. Wasn't he a NIMBY? Let me check. Oh yeah, he's a NIMBY. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, screw that guy. Why does everyone, everyone that Birdie touches, it's just like it's a NIMBYCon. NIMBYCon, that sounds fun. NIMBYCon, South Bay Edition. Cupertino. Okay, anything else happening? Let's see. Oh. Alright. So, I don't want to waste your guys' time. I have nothing to do. So... Does he tear up? I never see him tear up. I guess he tears up a little bit.
There is no doubt in my mind.
Okay. Alright, so, take care everyone. I'll see you later.